Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris reporting to you this week from Dublin, Ireland, standing right in front of Trinity College. We're here at the request of a Dublin parish conducting a novena to the Sacred Heart, and through their generosity are able to afford to come over here. It doesn't take you long when you step off the plane to realize that the Catholic faith in Ireland has been all but vaporized. Let's be very clear. The Church in Ireland is a monument to modernism being triumphant. In the space of just 40 years, it has become a house of desolation, with some few remaining Catholics foraging about the ruins. It all came to a head when the bishops in Ireland allowed one priest to largely run the show at the nation's seminary. Father Michael Ledwith was promoted to the head of St. Patrick's College in 1985 after having been there in positions of influence for 6 years earlier. As a 16-year veteran at Maynooth Seminary, Ledwith had a hand in the formation of a large number of priests in Ireland today. But there is some history here. Before being promoted to the head of the seminary in 1985, 6 seminarians brought forward charges that Ledwith had sexually harassed them and made it clear he wanted to have sex with them. They brought their complaints to another priest on staff, Father Gerard McGinnity. When he expressed his concerns to a bishop, a quick little committee was set up, the charges determined to be rubbish, and McGinnity was terminated almost immediately. So, what about Father Michael Ledwith? Well, let's see. Ledwith continued as president until 1994, about 10 years later, when he resigned prematurely and agreed to a financial settlement with a man who alleged Ledwith had abused him as a minor. And get this, 10 years later, Ledwith was eventually laicized, several years after he abandoned Catholicism in favor of New Age religion. He's now a well-sought-after speaker on the New Age circuit. So sit back for a moment and consider all this. This New Age proponent is the same man who, as a priest, was as recently as just 15 years ago the head priest in charge of formation for Ireland's priests, was accused of raping a minor and paid him off, was accused by 6 seminarians of making homosexual advances towards them in seminary while he was the head of it, and was protected mightily by Irish bishops. All of this came tumbling out in the Irish government's report a few years ago on the Irish homosexual priest sex abuse scandal. We've attached all of the relevant links, and there are many, with links inside the links, if you can stomach to read them all. The single most prevalent issue that brought down the church in Ireland was homosexuality and immorality, with a heavy dose of corruption within the ranks of the Irish church leadership. Now let's jump the pond to the United States, New York specifically, and the political football of homosexuality in general. This past Saturday, the world woke up to discover that New York lawmakers, under extreme financial and political pressure, not to mention tacit agreement, voted to make legal so-called gay marriage. In a stunning analysis of the Catholic Church's role, yes, role, in this historic event, even the New York Times gave partial credit for the passage of homosexual marriage to the lackluster defense mounted by New York's bishops. Oh sure, the transcript from one radio interview by Archbishop Timothy Dolan got picked up and circulated in the secular media, but the overall pathetic defense of the faith even left liberals open-jawed. When liberals and the New York Times are saying, "Man, bishops, where were you?" you know something's seriously wrong. Among the bishops of New York who essentially never lifted a finger was the bishop of the diocese where the capital of New York is located, Albany, Bishop Howard Hubbard. Hubbard has been accused and talked about for years as quietly supporting gays, if not actually being homosexual himself. There are reports all over the internet about this. Hubbard cozied up to New York Catholic Governor Mario Cuomo Jr. by giving him Holy Communion at a Mass for his inauguration, despite his outspoken support for abortion, embryonic stem cell research, the presence of his live-in girlfriend, and his screaming campaign promise to make gay marriage legal in New York. His signature, the bishop's, on a statement from all 8 of the New York bishops, which said they were disturbed by the new law, rings a little hollow, doesn't it? Church leaders' unwillingness to confront, and in some cases, their active participation in homosexuality brought the church crashing down here in Ireland. As we watch the life of the church crashing in the United States, should we be wondering the same question? God love you. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.